It looks like the Cavs have found their stride a little bit. They defeated the Charlotte Hornets, no big deal, but they're on a 3-game winning streak, and we're like an inch over 500 right now. We're 8-7. Um, you know, for some reason, Cleveland and LeBron James led teams after a couple of years of winning championships and going to the finals and stuff, they seem to struggle a little bit. But I think we're trying to find our way around. What's going on with the offense and then being on the string on defense like LeBron talks about. But at the end of the day, we're still not fully, our roster's not there yet. You know what I mean? We're still missing our second best player offensively, and we're missing our best rebounder right now. So once we get that back, we'll be fine. But no headline news with the Cleveland Cavaliers beating the Charlotte Hornets. But let's talk about the game of the night last night. The big headliner, Ben Simmons versus Lonzo Ball. And I was telling everybody, I said, man, this could be Lonzo Ball's coming out party right here. Because everybody's talking about Ben Simmons is better. Philadelphia is a more up-and-coming team than the Lakers. Ben Simmons is a taller version of you, but he's better than you. Ben Simmons is the hands-down rookie of the year. Lonzo could have came out and really, really, killed it and had a big statement game, but he did the opposite. He not only shot bad, but he played bad, and that's what concerned me about Lonzo last night. Like I said, I'm not judging Lonzo his first year because everybody else's expectations on him are not mine. You know what I mean? I mean, people just got on the hype train because of his daddy. You know what I'm saying? And his daddy, once again, wrote a check that his you-know-what had to cash last night, and he couldn't do it. And like Kyle Kuzma said, the NBA is hard, man. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all have ever played against NBA players or an NBA player, period, or anybody trying to make the NBA or close to making the NBA. The NBA is tough, and it's a tough business. And at the end of the day, it is a business. And Luke Walton had every right to sit down Lonzo Ball last night because he was hurting the team. Not only was he hurting his team with his missed shots, but he didn't play a good floor game. I think he had like 2 assists. 1 for 9 from the field. I don't know how many rebounds he had, but he played terrible, and he looked terrible. Jordan Clarkson right now, and the reason Lonzo sat out the fourth quarter of the Phoenix Suns game because Jordan Clarkson is outplaying him. You know what I'm saying? He's making plays. And the coach, whether it's Luke Walton, Phil Jackson, Mark Jackson, whoever, they look for players that are making plays. And right now, Lonzo Ball, last 2 games, hasn't been doing that. Now, should they bench him and not play him? No, you got to get a boy time. You know what I'm saying? But it depends on what they're trying to do, the Lakers. Are they trying to make the playoffs? Because if they're trying to make the playoffs and get there now, then you don't play Lonzo Ball right now. But if they're trying to develop him and they know they're going to lose in the process and then get, a decent draft pick and free up some cap space for some free agents, then you play him and let him go through these rough times. You know what I'm saying? Because the best life lesson is life and making mistakes, you know what I mean? And going out there and messing up, you know what I'm saying? And I think Lonzo is going to end up being a really, really good player in this league. But right now, he's not Ben Simmons. You know what I mean? He's not on that level. He's not, I don't think he's ever going to be a Ben Simmons. I really don't. But let me get off Lonzo for a second. Let me talk about Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. I mean, what do you need to say about those 2 dudes, man? I mean, Joel Embiid looked like Akeem and Shaq, a hybrid of those 2 dudes last night. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the hell Brook Lopez was doing or anybody that was checking him. They could not guard him. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the Clippers. They couldn't guard him either with DeAndre Jordan, who's one of the best, if not the best, defensive center in the league, probably behind Hassan Whiteside. But nobody's going to be able to check this dude if he's playing and if he's healthy. But Ben Simmons, man, that dude is a man among boys. I mean, do you see how big he is compared to Lonzo? The announcer's like, yeah, Lonzo Ball and Ben Simmons are the 2 biggest point guards in the league, 2 tallest point guards in the league. Lonzo Ball's 6'6", and Ben Simmons is like 6'10", 6'11". But if you look at the difference between those 2 dudes, and this is why I'm telling you, Ben Simmons is not a real rookie. You know what I'm saying? Everybody calls him a red shirt, but he was a paid professional basketball player last year. Just because he didn't play any games, that doesn't mean he wasn't a professional. He was a pro. Ben Simmons is not a regular rookie. Neither is Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, this is his 4th year in the league. He got drafted in 2014. He sat out his first 2 years. So when you're traveling with the team, you're working with professional, professional doctors, professional trainers, everything that has to do with the NBA. That's not the same as UCLA's trainers. All right. Lonzo Ball does not have the experience that Ben Simmons has. And that's why I think it's a little unfair that Ben Simmons is going to win the Rookie of the Year, because he's the Rookie of the Year. I mean, hands down, he's the Rookie of the Year. I think it's unfair to compare Ben Simmons and Lonzo, just because the simple fact of Ben Simmons is not only way bigger and stronger, but he's just better and he's more prepared. Now, when you see Lonzo and Ben Simmons standing next to each other, I mean, did you see him standing next to each other? Not only is he way taller, but he's bigger and thicker. I mean, that is, like Shannon Sharp said, that's a grown-ass man, Ben Simmons. Lonzo Ball still got a couple years to fill out yet, man. You know what I mean? And people grow in different, time frames. You know what I'm saying? And just because LeVar Ball's got a big mouth and saying that my son's better than Steph Curry and talking all this crap about Ben Simmons and Embiid, talking about y'all need to worry about getting healthy and all that. LeVar Ball, I mean, he's smart and all that, but a lot of Lonzo's struggles right now have been there because of his daddy. I hate to say that, but it just has. But Ben Simmons is a man among boys. He is beyond his years, and they're talking about him being one of the best rookies, if not the best rookie of all time. I'm not going to go that far, but do I think he deserves to be an All-Star? Yep, I think he does. Is Joel Embiid an All-Star? Absolutely. Who's a better center in the East than Joel Embiid? Will he start in the All-Star game, Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid? I don't know. Joel Embiid should be the starting center in the East, even over Hassan Whiteside. I really feel that way. So the Sixers are rolling. They play Golden State in a couple days, I think Saturday, and that's going to be a great game. You know what I'm saying? Man, I got to tell you, I thoroughly enjoyed that game. And let me tell you something. Even though that game was close down the stretch, it wasn't that close. I don't know what Ben Simmons' plus-minus was, but I know that when he's in the game, like in the first quarter, when he was in the game, they dominated the Lakers, the Sixers. And then when he went out, that's when they made their little run. But Ben Simmons is well beyond his years. And if you try to compare Ben Simmons or Lonzo Ball to Ben Simmons, you're barking up the wrong tree. That's not the guy to compare him to, because he is nowhere. Even me calling him a poor man's Ben Simmons is disrespect to Ben Simmons right now at this point of their career, and I mean that. And I don't mean no disrespect to Lonzo, but he's got a long ways to go. So, let me know what you guys think. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you guys think about the matchup between Ben Simmons and Lonzo Ball. How you think Joel Embiid played, and what you guys think about what happened throughout the rest of the NBA. And if there's a video you want me to record, let me know. There was a couple things too. Also, the Celtics, the 113 games. And every time I bring up the Celtics, I laugh because everybody thinks they're going to beat Cleveland. Everybody's like, why do you start laughing when you talk about the Celtics? Because they're not going to beat Cleveland. That's why. That's a joke to me. But you got to give them boys credit, man. 13 games in a row. Brad Stevens is the coach of the year. The OG, Al Horford, he's the man. He's the best player and the leader. For him to not only you lose one leader, Isaiah Thomas from last year, but they lost two leaders in a row with Hayward. You know what I'm saying? And him to pick up them boys slack. Jason Tatum, who's the real rookie of the year, and Jaylen Brown and the rest of them boys, they're playing good. And despite losing their starting point guard, Isaiah Thomas, and not getting nothing back. I mean, I know they got Terry Rozier at the point guard, but the other point guard they got, I mean, they're weak spots to point guard. You know what I'm saying? We all know that. So, and I keep laughing because the Celtics, they're not going to beat Cleveland. That's why I keep laughing. You know what I'm saying? But, let me know what y'all think about that. Got to give the Celtics credit, 13-game winning streak. I don't like them, but they're doing what they're doing, all right? If you agree with me, hit the like button. If you don't, y'all know what to do. Hit the dislike button. Y'all know I don't give a damn. I'll let you, boy. Peace.